Let me unmute my mic because it wouldn't be a mushy stream without having some sort of audio issue. But yes, welcome in everyone. Welcome back to Somnium. I am Miramushi, your Dream Siren, and today we are going to be having a nice little dream stroll where we will be reading a book from our Somnium archive. The book we will be getting into today is by John Ruskin. But first, let me do an audio check really quick. Hold on just a moment. Okay, there's a little bit of a delay, but outside of that, it does not sound bad. Oh, it's because our latency. I did not see that. Well, that's okay. I thought our latency was low latency, but it isn't normal, so it's gonna be a bit of a delay. But yeah, welcome in everyone. As I was saying, we're going to be reading today, and the title of our book is going to be The King of the Golden River by John Ruskin. And I think this is a little bit of a deterrence from our normal, how would you say, sort of fairy tale sort of book. It still has, my screen, I'm using my e-reader, and I put my battery saver on, and that does not work. Those two things don't work together when you're trying to read a book. But it's a little bit of a step away from our normal fairy tales. But I have a really cute little treat. There's this, I'm not sure if anyone has seen those bottom of the stream, bottom of your channel or bottom of your screen, games. And there's this really cute one called Not Monday Cafe, and it allows your viewers to join and interact. Let me see, I think I put it on a separate scene. Hold on. I did indeed. Hold on just a moment. I actually probably should have done this in our gaming scene, but oh. I'm here, I promise. I think I might have to apply a green screen. Doop, 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 doop. Hold on, let's see. Oh, I just have to move it. It is not as complicated as we may have thought. Yay! I think we just need it right. A couple more. A little further. Almost there. Oh wait, we don't want it that far back, do we? I think it would be here. here. Hmm. I think it has something to do with my... Oh, it does have to absolutely do with that. Okay, so my... How do I say it? I don't know how to explain it, but I know why it's happening. I might have to figure that out for another day. Chroma key. No. Oh, yes, chroma key. And it's not what it is. If I do... Oh, no, I don't want that. I want this one. It almost fixes it, but then it makes the background not be able to see through. That's not what we want either. I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix it. Otherwise, it would just be like right here. Which I guess isn't bad. You can look down and see, well, as you come in, the little door is right here where it says welcome in the middle. It's not too bad. Let's try to keep that up. I kinda like it. And then we'd need to move it in front of all of this. Like that. It kind of blocks most of our other things, though. So I think I'd have to have like a dedicated scene up where we use this. But I like it. I think it's cute. So we will not worry about it then for today, unless this is okay. Maybe I can just hide some of our other things. Yeah, we can do that for today. Let's see. No, there you are. Here we go. Yay! Oh, I almost forgot about our... That's our schedule. It kind of works. You can see below the little cafe. So the commands, let me put that in the thing. Okay, so let me type out this cute little message. I think we named it Somi Cafe. Oh, I should put, can I bring, oh, I can, okay. So I'll bring this down, but it shows you all the food that can be ordered as well. Like you type in exclamation mark menu. If you want to join and be a specific animal, you can just type in exclamation mark join and the animal name. So exclamation mark join and then bear or hippo or elephant or dragon. I guess we can keep this like over here for now. And then you can see like what your options are. And these are the different quests. The emotes. Review for dishes. Again, menu items. So I will just leave this here. And then that can be seen. I don't want to cover up the kitchen. And no one can really go over into the... I think we can scoot it over a little bit. And then you really only see the dining part. And there's like a whole little farm going on too. There's a little farm back here. I like how it's going through my clothing. Let me turn off the oh no. Wrong button. I think that was the chroma. Oh, yeah. There we go. And it's snowing outside, which is really cute. So anyway, we'll leave it at this. Oh. There's all kinds of little things you can do in the game. Alright, so like here. You can barely see the outside cafe though, but I think this is okay for now. Yay! Anyway, so yes, please feel free to join, and the little commands will continue to go across, hopefully, so that people can see how to join the cafe. It's Somi Cafe. Oops. Animal. Animal, not animal. Animal name. Do they have a bunny? Rabbit. Oh, we have a little owl too, though. Look at this sheepy. Aww. That's so cute. Sheep. The keyboard is in such an awkward position, I cannot really see it. Wait. Okay. Like that? Where's our other chat box? We have so many new little things today that they're very cute. But we will continue to make tweaks. What are we looking for before we get into our reading? Oh, let me not have my tea getting cold as well. We'll have a nice like lemon ginger honey tea. I've been recently using what do you call them? Big glass mugs for my tea, and it is very. Oh, okay. So I need to fix all of the chat. Oopsie. Okay. I wonder if it's just showing their order. Oh, and I guess when people type in the chat as well, it will, or yeah, it will show when people type. That's what it was showing. It will make it small so it's not like so big, maybe like 12 font. And then when people type in their orders and stuff, it'll show up as well. And I think that white was a good color to be able to see. Neat. Very cute. We like that. Alright, so where were we? Today we have a reading So even though it's early, as you can see, we normally use our evening backgrounds, but with summer happily arriving and shining upon us, I thought it would be really nice because daytime naps are equally just important. So as you can see as well, with our daytime scene, you can see the trees blowing more out in the yard. You can see the plants softly flickering, sorry, in the light, which I think is very sweet as well. So lots of different visuals. I don't think I've shown this one fully before. Let me do a quick little badoop. So yeah, I love this scene. And the artist was super cozy. His name is going to escape my mind right now, but it is in the description box. And also on our site too, so please check that out. We will be adding all of our, I'm still even after having been sick for 2 months, I'm still waiting on art. And once we get that last piece of art, everything will be displayed lovingly on our site, and you can go there and check out those creators and, you know, try to support them if you have an interest in doing commission work with them as well. So, but yeah, we've got like the nice fan blowing in the background. No one would absolutely think about sitting underneath a warming blanket and and all of that during winter, but I myself run a little cold all the time and definitely use a blanket or some heating source year round. So that's why we have that. Yeah, it's just a very nice, typical scene on a lazy summer day, right? So it's very sweet. Anyways, so yes, we will wait for that one piece of art to come back, and then everything will be on our website, available for people to take their time and really appreciate the art there. Also, our normal chat boxes are not coming up, and I'm not sure why, so let's also find that. It is connected. I may not have a little chat box over here, but that's okay too. I do believe our commands should be working. Yes. Okay, perfect. And they're in a really good place, so we'll have to figure out how to make the chat here in the display a little prettier. And I guess we can, oh, 12 is as small as we can actually make it. Wow. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So for today on our dream stroll, again, The King of the Golden River by John Ruskin. I appreciate everyone firstly for their patience. I have been waiting to become a little bit more established with getting everything done. I guess we're technically still pre-debut, but at this point we're just going to be because I do suffer from chronic illnesses, so my health sometimes can be very unpredictable, and I don't want that to be a hindrance to thinking that everything must be ready before we begin. So we're just going to begin where we are. If there are future absences like that, it is probably mostly due to my health, and that's okay. I'm going to try to figure out a better, not necessarily like a schedule. So this week, for example, oh, that was the other thing that was on the other scene. Let's go over there for a second. Okay, here we go. So as you can see here, this is our schedule for the week, also posted in our community post. So we will be streaming today for a little bit, and then on Thursday, notice the time change though. We'll be going to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. JST, and that's going to be our Zatsudan, where we'll just be chatting. And I've come up with some nice ideas that work better, I would say, for my health, where we'll be doing our reading, because that's really the passion behind part of this channel is reading, and the other part of that is talking and growing community. So those are the 2 days that we definitely will have. And then maybe on Saturdays we'll have like a random, not necessarily like a guerrilla stream, but maybe we'll have a game, maybe it'll be more Zatsudan, but it gives us a little flexibility to do something differently. So again, this is our schedule for the week, and I think right now this is probably the schedule that I will keep. 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. JST for our Dreamscrolls or reading, and Whispers Beneath the Willow, which will be Rosatsu's, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursdays, and 8 a.m. JST, which is Friday. So yeah, please join us during those times. Take a screenshot of this, or again, it's in the community post as well. Okay, so let's hop back over to the other scene. Well, actually, let me finish going through notes and then we'll go back over there, because that's where the cafe game is and where we'll go ahead and do our reading and everything from as well too. Some glass cup ASMR. Okay. So for our sweet time in the Garden of Whimsy, I want to ask if you're not just going to join and eat in the cafe and enjoy a nice tea or one of our many other flavor explosion menu items for your palate, that you allow yourself to just relax a bit, close your eyes. In the Garden of Whimsy, we have this beautiful stream, which I have a piece of art for, which I will share if it's not already on our site. And so I like to imagine us sitting beneath a beautiful tree, a willow tree, and our feet just slowly sitting lightly in a warm or cool, because it's so hot right now, so a cool stream flow would be really nice. Just really soft water flowing, the wind slowly blowing through the garden and over your skin, wiping away any wicks of sweat that arise from the heat that's growing as the day grows long. And allow your mind to sort of drift away to the sound of my voice as I begin to read. Again, it's not so much of a fairy tale as we're used to reading, but please do enjoy and allow your mind to just relax and take off some of the stress of the day. For anyone who joins moving forward, we have a couple of greetings, but new ones that we're going to incorporate specifically for our reading time is going to be to add one of our Oshi marks into the chat, or a little candle, because I like to think that doing anything by candlelight makes it more romantic and allows you to sink into these very beautiful, little thought bubbles, if you can imagine, right? Like creating this beautiful narrative in your mind when you get to allow yourself to be immersed in a tale, whether it's a short story or a long series of a book, or even listening to, or not listening, but watching things as well. I think you can not just immerse yourself by being vicariously present through one of the characters, but even after, you continue to play out these worlds and these realms in your mind and think to yourself, if I were there, this is what I would have done. So, but a little brief introduction into our book today. This tale begins in a harsh place, but water, as always, may have the final word. So kind of plant that seed in your mind as to where this tale will take us today. We normally do breaks around the hour mark, which we should be coming up on in about 15 minutes. So during our break, we just like to stretch a little bit, but and also get refills on drinks, especially when I'm reading, because my throat needs but because we've done a little bit of catch up at the beginning of this since I've been away for so long, we probably will just skip the break and continue on with our reading, so that way nothing is disruptive. All right, let's hop back over to our other scene. And also, please feel free again to join Somi Cafe and indulge yourself in one of our sweet treats. There are sounds for the game. Let's see. There's sort of like cooking sounds and things like that. So let's actually turn off our background music. And let's turn on the music here in the cafe. I actually like it. We have a really nice selection of music. How's that? I'm rather happy for the delay today as it allows me to actually check and make sure that things are sounding well without hearing myself back too much. So everything sounds really good so far. All right, let us begin. The King of the Golden River. Oh, how can we forget? I wonder if we should come up just a little bit. Hold on. It kind of makes me look very far from you all. I look down and see you coming into the cafe. It's very cute. Okay. It's so cute. Why does it look like that? Because I have a glass. The cup doesn't block my mouth, that makes it look like I'm sticking my tongue out. What the heck? That's okay. Okay. The King of the Golden River by John Ruskin. Let the river run, the wind rush, or the wind, the wind hush, and your thoughts soften. Oh, there's quite a bit of a preface. Well, let's read that as well too. All right. The King of the Golden River is a delightful fairy tale told with all Ruskin's charm of style, his appreciation of mountain scenery, and with his usual insistence upon drawing a moral. Nonetheless, it is quite unlike his other writings. All his long life, his pen was busy interpreting nature and pictures in agriculture. or persuading to better views those or, or persuading to better views those whom he believed to be in error, or arousing with the white heat of the prophet's zeal those whom he knew to be unawakened. Hi dear, how are you? We are doing some reading tonight. Welcome to the Dream Stroll. If you would like to join our little Somi Cafe, please see the pinned message. These are all of the little animals that you can join to be as. We've got little axolotls, we've got bears, we've got dragons and elephants and foxes and frogs. We've got hippos and hyenas and owls and pandas. So please be my guest and just type !join space in the animal name and you will come right through this door here in the middle that says welcome. And then you can also look at our menu by typing in the !menu. And these are all of the wonderful menu items we have, from hot milk to naan bread. I should see if there's chocolate milk for you. There's pork steak and all kinds of other yummy things. And then feel free to leave a review if you like. And these are also the little emotes that you can use too. I'm good. I say hi before going. Oh, enjoy your nap, dear. Enjoy your sweet dreams. I hope that you got a little bit of better rest last night. Yes, yes. But back to our preface for John Ruskin's The King of the Golden River. So I hope that since you're going back to sleep, then the sound of the story and the sound of the little cafe music and everything will help to aid you for a nice, easy rest, my dear. Yes, yes, yes. There is indeed a good deal of the prophet about John Ruskin. Though essentially an interpreter with a singularly fine appreciation of beauty, no man of the 19th century felt more keenly that he had a mission, and none more loyal to what he believed that mission to be. I'll message you some after stream. Hugs, bye bye. Yes, baby, I love you. Bye bye. While still in college, what seemed a chance incident gave occasion and direction to this mission. A certain English reviewer had ridiculed the work of the artist Turner. Now Ruskin held Turner to be the greatest landscape painter the world had seen, and he immediately wrote a notable article in his defense. Slowly, this article grew into a pamphlet, and the pamphlet into a book, the first volume of Modern Painters. The young man awoke to find himself famous. In the next few years, 4 more volumes were added to the Modern Painters, and the other notable series upon art, The Stones of Venice and The 7 Lamps of Architecture, were sent forward. Then, in 1860, when Ruskin was about 40 years old, there came a great change. His heaven-born genius for making the appreciation of beauty a common possession was deflected from its true field. He had been asking himself, what are the conditions that produce great art? And the answer he found declared that the art cannot be separated from life, nor life from industry and industrial conditions. A civilization founded upon unrestricted competition therefore seemed to him necessarily feeble in appreciation of the beauty and unequal to its creation. In this way, loyalty to his mission bred apparent disloyalty. Delightful discourse upon art gave way to fervid pleas for humanity. For the rest of his life, he became a very earnest, if not always very wise, social reformer and a passionate pleader for what he believed to be the true economic ideals. There is nothing to all this in The King of the Golden River. Unlike his other works, It was written merely to entertain. Scarcely that, since it was not written for publication at all, but to meet a challenge set him by a young girl. The circumstance is interesting. After taking his degree at Oxford, Ruskin was threatened with consumption and hurried away from the chill and damp of England to the south of Europe. After 2 years of fruitful travel and study, he came back improved in health, but not strong, and often depressed in spirit. Hold on, we have a little bit of peeking. I don't want that to be disruptive to your sweet little ears. Okay. Test. Let's see. The circumstance is interesting. After taking his degree at Oxford, Ruskin was... Oh, sorry. Yes, and often depressed in spirit. It was at this time that the Guys, Scotch friends of his father and mother, came for a visit to his home near London, and with them their little daughter, Euphemia. The coming of this beautiful, vivacious, light-hearted child opened a new chapter in Ruskin's life. Though, by 12 years old, she sought to enliven the melancholy student, absorbed in art and geology, and bade him leave these and write for her a fairy tale. So funny that I was like at the very beginning that it's not necessarily like a fairy tale, but it's more of like a moral of the story. But I guess of course, from the writer's perspective, if he says that it is a fairy tale, then let us not be the ones to deny him his fairy tale at all. um, though but 12 years old, she sought. Oh, wait, right, okay. He accepted, and after but 2 sittings, presented her with this charming story. The incident proved to have awakened in him a greater interest than at first appeared. For a few years later, Effie Gray, became John Ruskin's wife. Meantime, she had given the manuscript to a friend. 9 years after it was written, this friend, with John Ruskin's permission, gave the story to the world. Now, if you'll remember back, one of our last reading streams, I believe we had read something with the combined book of Ruskin and his wife, if I'm not mistaken. But I do believe that they have like a, what was it called? No, that was Andrew Lang and his wife. My apologies. But that's very cute. I love that people are inspired to, through literature to fall in love with someone. That's very amazing. Meantime, she had given the manuscript to a friend. 9 years after it was written, this friend, with John Ruskin's permission, gave the story to the world. It was published in London in 1851, with illustrations by the celebrated Richard Doyle, and at once became a favorite. 3 editions were printed the first year, and soon it had found its way in German, Italian, and Welsh. Since then, countless children had cause to be grateful for the young girl's challenge that won the story of Gluck's golden mug, and the highly satisfactory handling of the Black Brothers by Southwest Winds, Esquire. For this edition, new drawings have been prepared by Mr. Hiram P. Barnes. They very successfully preserve the spirit of Doyle's illustrations, which unfortunately are not technically suitable for reproduction here. In the original manuscript, there was an epilogue bearing the heading Charity, a morning hymn of Treasury Valley, whither Gluck had returned to dwell, and where the inheritance lost by cruelty was regained by love. The beams of morning are renewed, the valley laughs their light to see, and the earth is bright with gratitude, and heaven with charity. R.H. Co. That is a beautiful preface. All right, here we go. The King of the Golden River. Chapter 1. How the agricultural system of the Black Brothers was interfered with by a southwest wind, Esquire. In a secluded and mountainous part of Styria, there was in old time a valley of the most surprising and luxuriant fertility. It was surrounded on all sides by steep and rocky mountains, rising into peaks, which were always covered with snow, and from which a number of torrents descended into constant cataracts. One of these fell westward over the face of a crag so high that when the sun had set to everything else, and all below was darkness, his beams still shone full upon this waterfall, so that it looked like a shower of gold. It was therefore called by the people of the neighborhood the Golden River. It was strange that none of these streams fell into the valley itself. They all descended onto the other side of the mountains and wound away through broad plains and by populous cities. But the clouds were drawn so constantly to the snowy hills and rested so softly in the circular hollow that in time of drought and heat, when all the country round was burned up, there was still rain in the little valley, and its crops were so heavy, and its hay so high, and its apples so red, and its grapes so blue, and its wine so rich, and its honey so sweet, that it was a marvel to everyone who beheld it, and was commonly called the Treasure Valley. The whole of this little valley belonged... Oh! Wait. Yeah. I had the biggest delayed realization. Hold on just a second. Oh, man. I forgot to connect our vibrator. Which really makes a difference when we're reading, as far as like our mouth movements and stuff. Oh, maybe it was better without. Hold on, let's see. That was such a funny derealization. I don't know. Okay. We'll go without it for right now. That was funny. Okay. The whole of this little valley belonged to three brothers called Schwartz, Hans, and Gluck. Schwartz and Hans, the two elder brothers, were very ugly men, with overhanging eyebrows and small dull eyes, which were always half shut, so that you couldn't see into them, and always fancied they saw very far into you. They lived by farming the Treasure Valley, and very good farmers they were. They killed everything that did not pay did not pay for its eating. They shot the blackbirds because they pecked the fruit, and killed the hedgehogs lest they should suck the cows. They poisoned the crickets for eating the crumbs in the kitchen, and smothered the cicadas which used to sing all summer in the lime trees. They worked their servants without any wages till they would not work any more, and then quarreled with them and turned them out of doors without paying them. It would have been very odd if with such a farm and such a system of farming they hadn't got very rich, and very rich they did get. They generally contrived to keep their corn by them till it was very dear, and then sell it for twice its value. Oops. They had heaps of gold lying about on their floors, yet it was never known that they had given so much as a penny or a crust in charity. They never went to mass, grumbled perpetually at paying tithes, and were, in a word, of so cruel and grinding a temper as to receive from all those with whom they had any dealings the nickname of the Black Brothers. The youngest brother, Gluck, was as completely opposed, in both appearance and character, to his seniors as could possibly be imagined or desired. He was not above 12 years old, fair, blue-eyed, and kind in temper to every living thing. He did not, of course, agree particularly well with his brothers, or rather, they did not agree with him. He was usually appointed to the honorable office of turnspit, where when there were anything to roast, which was not often, or to do the brothers justice, they were hardly less sparring upon themselves than upon other people. At other times he used to clean the shoes, floors, and sometimes the plates, occasionally getting what was left on them by way of encouragement, and a wholesome quantity of dry blows by way of education. Things went on in this manner for a long time. At last came a very wet summer, and everything went wrong in the country road. The hay had hardly been got in when the haystacks were floated bodily down to the sea by an inundation. The vines were cut to pieces with the hail, and the corn was all killed by a black blight. Only in the Treasure Valley, as usual, all was safe. As it had rained when there was rain nowhere else, so it had sun when there was sun nowhere else. Everybody came to buy corn at the farm and went away pouring maledictions on the Black Brothers. They asked what they liked and got it, except from the poor people, who could only beg, and several of whom were starved at their very door without the slightest regard or notice. It was drawing towards winter, and a very cold winter, when one day the two elder brothers had gone out, with their usual warning to little Gluck, who was left to mind the roast, that he was to let no one in and give nothing out. Gluck sat down quite close to the fire, for it was raining very hard, and the kitchen walls were by no means dry or comfortable looking. He turned and turned, and the roast got nice and brown. What a pity, thought Gluck. My brothers never ask anybody to dinner. I'm sure when they've got such a nice piece of mutton as this, and nobody else has got so much as a piece of dry bread. It would do their hearts good to have someone to eat it with them. Just as he spoke, there came a double knock at the house door, yet heavy and dull, as though the knocker had been tied up, more like a puff than a knock. It must be the wind, said Gluck. Nobody else could venture to knock double knocks at our door. No, it wasn't the wind. There it came again, very hard, and what was particularly astounding, the knocker seemed to be in a hurry, and not to be in the least afraid of consequences. Gluck went to the window, opened it, and put his head out to see who it was. It was the most extraordinary-looking little gentleman he had ever seen in his life. He had a very large nose, slightly brass-colored. His cheeks were very round and very red, and might have warranted a supposition that he had been blowing a refractory fire for the last 48 hours. His eyes twinkled merrily through long, silky eyelashes. His mustache curled twice round, like a corkscrew on each side of his mouth, and his hair, of a curious mixed pepper and salt color, descended far over his shoulders. He was about 4 feet 6 in height, and wore a conical pointed hat of nearly the same altitude, decorated with a black feather some 3 feet high. His doublet was prolonged behind into something resembling a violent exaggeration of what is now termed a swallowtail, but was much obscured by the swelling folds of an enormous black, glossy-looking cloak, which must have been a very much too long in calm weather, as the wind whistling round the old house carried it clear out from the wearer's shoulders to about 4 times his own length. Gluck was so perfectly paralyzed by the singular appearance of his visitor that he remained fixed without uttering a word, until the old gentleman, having performed another and a more energetic concerto on the knocker, turned round to look after his flyaway cloak. In some doing, he caught sight of Gluck's little yellow head jammed in the window, with its mouth open and eyes very wide open indeed. "Hello," said the little gentleman. "That's not the way to answer the door. I'm wet. Let me in." To do the little gentleman justice, he was wet. His feather hung down between his legs like a beaten puppy's tail, dripping like an umbrella, and from the ends of his mustache the water was running into his waistcoat pockets and out again like a maelstream. "I beg pardon, sir," said Gluck. "I'm very sorry, but I really can't." "Can't what?" said the gentleman. "I can't let you in, sir. I can't indeed. My brothers would beat me to death, sir, if I thought of such a thing. What do you want, sir?" "Want?" said the old gentleman perpetually. Oh, sorry. Petulantly. I want fire and shelter. And there's your great fire there blazing, crackling, and dancing on the walls like nobody to feel it. Let me in, I say. I only want to warm myself." Gluck had had his head by this time so long out of the window that he began to feel it was really unpleasantly cold. And when he turned and saw the beautiful fire rustling and roaring and throwing long bright tongues up the ceiling, or up the chimney, as if it were licking its chops at the savory smell of the leg of mutton, his heart melted within him that it should be burning away for nothing. "It does look very wet," said little Gluck. "I'll just let him in for a quarter of an hour." Round he went to the door and opened it, and as the little gentleman walked in, there came a gust of wind through the house that made the old chimney totter. Hi, dear. Good morning. Would you like to join our cafe? I figured out how to do it. Let me show you our animals. You can pick any one of these, and you just type !join and the animal. So they've got all of these. They do have a rabbit if you want to be a bunny. They've got pandas, owls, hippos, hyenas, red pandas, sheep. You see it? Please join our Somi Cafe. And zebras. And then you can pick up the menu because we have so many lovely things on our menu as well. And you can emote as well. It's very cute. I am incredibly sleepy for some reason since yesterday, so I might pass out on my pillow at any moment. You are more than welcome to pass out during our reading streams, of course. But do join our little cafe in the meantime and enjoy a luxurious little cafe moment while I read over the mic. You can't see, but I'm somewhere like on a stage reading to the little cafe. And the goddess above, my voice just flows very softly through the cafe. I get to look down at my lovely little dreamers. My dream swarm. I provide them food and nourishment and reading and rest. Also, I don't know if when you type in the join thing, I haven't had anyone to join yet because Sky came by for a visit, but they only came by to say goodnight. Join sheep. Did it do it? Let's see. Is that gonna be you? The door opened, but nobody came in. There you are! You get all my affection now. And this is our menu as well. Yay! That's so cute. I should be hurting everybody, but I am reading, so I'll take a moment to give love to everyone. We should maybe also help in the garden really quick, too. Oh no, if you type in food, something we won't see it. Did you order anything yet? No, you didn't. Okay. Let's see. It's a big menu. Let me know before you type in your food so we can scroll back over. I do like that you can help with the garden and stuff. I think that's very cozy. And we've even got little moo-moos and cows back here as well. They got some fish, salmon. Yeah. Very cute. Where I think it was about here. Yeah. There we go. I just got so excited. Yay! I love taking care of my dreamers. That makes me very happy. Okay, let us continue with our reading then. And I hope that you feel like you can get some rest as well too if you feel like you're gonna go back to sleep. It's just a sleepy day for my dreamers. Oh, oh, that was so cute. Oh, maybe I should change the length of how Can you change the length of how long the emotes and stuff stay up? That was so cute. Chat duration, there we go. And then we made the chat size a little bit smaller so that way it won't. There we go. Very cute. Alright, let us back to our reading. We again are reading John Ruskin, The King of the Golden River. And our theme for this book is let the river run, the wind hush, and your thoughts soften. That's a good boy, said the little gentleman. Never mind your brothers. I'll talk to them. Nay, sir, don't do such a thing, said Gluck. I can't let you stay till they come. They'd be the death of me. Dear me, said the old gentleman. I'm very sorry to hear that. How long may I stay? Only till the mutton's done, sir, replied Gluck. And it's very brown. Then the old gentleman walked into the kitchen and sat himself down on the hob, with the top of his cap accommodated by the chimney, for it was a great deal too high for the roof. You'll soon be dry, sir, said Gluck, and sat down again to turn the mutton. But the old gentleman did not dry there, but went on drip, drip, dripping among the cedars, and the fire fizzled and sputtered, and began to look very black and uncomfortable. Never was such a cloak ever folded in and ran like a gutter. I beg a pardon, sir, said Gluck at length, after watching the water spreading into in long, quicksilver-like streams over the fire or over the floor for a quarter of an hour. Mayn't I take your cloak? No, thank you, said the old gentleman. Your cap, sir? I am all right, thank you, said the old gentleman rather gruffly. Sir, I'm very sorry, said Gluck hesitantly. But really, sir, you're putting the fire out. It'll take longer to do the mutton then, replied his visitor dryly. Gluck was very much puzzled by the behavior of his guest. It was such a strange mixture of coolness and humility. He turned away at the string meditatively from another 5 minutes. That mutton looks very nice, said the old gentleman at length. Can't you give me a little bit? Impossible, sir, said Gluck. I'm very hungry, continued the old man. Ooh, the garlic bread. Wise choice, wise choice. I'm very hungry, continued the old gentleman. I've had nothing to eat yesterday nor today. They surely couldn't miss a bit from the knuckle. He spoke in a very so melancholy a tone that it quite melted Gluck's heart. They promised me 1 slice today, sir, he said. Oh, sorry, that's not Gluck, that's the old man. They promised me one slice today, sir, he said. I can give you that, but no more, no, but not a bit more. Oh, that was Gluck. Dang it, hold on. That's a good boy, said the old gentleman. Then Gluck warmed a plate and sharpened a knife. I don't care if I do get beaten for it, thought he. Just as he had cut a large slice out of the mutton, there came a tremendous rap at the door. The old gentleman jumped off the hob as if it was suddenly became inconveniently warm. Gluck fitted the slice into the mutton again, with desperate efforts at exactitude, and ran to open the door. What did you keep us waiting for in the rain? Said Schwartz, as he walked in, throwing his umbrella in Gluck's face. Hey, what for? Indeed, you little vagabond, said Hans, administering an educational box on the ear as he followed his brother into the kitchen. Bless my soul, said Schwartz. Is it Schwartz? It's Schwartz. When he opened the door. Amen, said the little gentleman, who had taken his cap off and was standing in the middle of the kitchen, bowing with the utmost possible velocity. Who's that? Said Schwartz, catching up a rolling pin and turning to Gluck with a fierce frown. I don't know indeed, brother, said Gluck in great terror. Well, how'd he get in? Roared Schwartz. My dear brother, said Gluck, deprecatingly. He was so very wet. The rolling pins were descending on Gluck's head, but at an instant, the old gentleman interposed his conical cap, on which it crashed with a shock that shook the water out of it all over the room. What was very odd, the rolling pin no sooner touched the cap than it flew out of Schwartz's hand, spinning like a straw in a high wind, and fell into the corner at the further end of the room. Who are you, sir? Demanded Schwartz, turning upon him. What's your business? Snarled Hans. I'm a poor old man, sir, the little gentleman began very modestly, and I saw your fire through the window and begged shelter for a quarter of an hour. We got a review. Garlic bread was just white wonder with cloves of garlic stuck into it. How did they guess it's my favorite? You're very cute. Hold on. Wait, if I do the heart, is it going to... Where did it go? There it is. I'm glad that you enjoyed. It's just Wonder Bread. Do you see my staff laboring away? There's no way that it's just Wonder Bread. You were getting farm to table. Farm to table, you hear me? This is fresh food. No Wonder Bread here. This is Somnium special, okay? Michelin level type service and food. Unpaid actor. Unpaid actor, no sir. How dare you? Good job, Somi staff. um, Regular restaurants give Michelin stars. Yours is even better. It gets Michelin tire. We be going, okay? We go places. This is a traveling cafe. I mean, I guess we do have to travel between Somnium and your realm here. So we take the wheels. That's a win. Uh, have the goodness to walk out again, then, said Schwartz. We've quite enough water in our kitchen without making it a drying house. It's a cold day to turn an old man out, and look at my gray hairs. They hung down his shoulders, as I told you before. Aye, said Hans. There are enough of them to keep you warm. Walk. I'm very, very hungry, sir. Couldn't you spare me a bit of bread before I go? Bread indeed, said Schwartz. Do you suppose we've nothing to do with our bread but to give it to such a red-nosed fellow as you? Why would you sell your feather? Said Hans snarily. Out with you. A little bit, said the old gentleman. Be off, said Schultz. Pray, gentlemen. Off and be hanged, cried Hans, seizing him by the collar. But he had no sooner touched the old gentleman's collar than away he went after the rolling pin, spinning round and round until he fell into the corner on top of it. Then Schwartz was very angry and ran at the old gentleman, turned him out. But he also had hardly touched him when away he went after Hans and the rolling pin, and hit his head against the wall as he tumbled into the corner. And so there they lay, all three. Then the old gentleman spun himself. Oh, you know what? I just thought of them. Our little, because you said the wheels thing. Our little, special animation that literally has a bus. Where is it? Is it this one? It is! Hold on, I gotta move it. Look. The bus is gonna pull up here momentarily. It makes my computer lag, but that's okay. It's so cute. See, we got Michelin wheels indeed. Michelin wheels indeed. Then the old gentleman spun himself round with velocity in the opposite direction, continued to spin until his long cloak was all wound neatly around about him, clapping his cap on his head very much on one side, for it could not stand upright without going through the ceiling, gave an additional twist to his corkscrew mustache, and replied with perfect coolness, Gentlemen, I wish you a very good day. At 12 o'clock tonight I'd call again. After such a refusal of hospitality as I've had just experienced, you will not be surprised if that visit is the last I ever pay you. If I ever catch you here again, muttered Schwartz, coming, half frightened, out of the corner. But before he could finish his sentence, the old gentleman had shut the house door behind him with a great bang, and there drove past the window At the same instant, a wreath of ragged cloud that whirled and rolled away down the valley in all manner of shapes, turning over and over in the air and melting away at last in a gush of rain. A very pretty business indeed, Mr. Gluck, said said Schultz. They're so angry. Dish the mutton, sir. If ever I catch you at such a trick again, bless me why the mutton's been cut. You promised me one slice, brother, you know, said Gluck. Oh, and you were cutting it hard, I suppose, and going to catch all the gravy. It'll be long before I promise you such a thing again. Leave the room, sir, and have the kindness to wait in the coal cellar till I call you. Gluck left the room melancholy enough. The brothers ate as much mutton as they could, locked the rest in the cupboard, and proceeded to get very drunk after dinner. Such a night as it was, howling winds and rushing rain without intermission. The brothers had just sense enough left to put up all the shutters and down bar the door before they went to bed. They usually slept in the same room. As the clock struck 12, they were both awakened by a tremendous crash. Their door burst open with a violence that shook the house from the top to bottom. "What's that?" cried Schultz, starting up in his bed. "Only I," said the little gentleman. The two brothers sat up on their bolster and stared into the darkness. The room was full of water, and by a misty moonbeam, which found its way through a hole in the shutter, they could see in the midst of it an enormous foam globe, spinning round and bobbing up and down like a cork, on which, as on most luxurious cushion, reclined the little old gentleman, cap and all. There was plenty of room for it now, for the roof was off. "Sorry to incommend you," said their visitor ironically. "I'm afraid your beds are dampish. Perhaps you had better go into your brother's room. I've left the ceiling on there." They required no second admonishment, but rushed into Gluck's room, wet through, in an agony of terror. "You'll find my card on the kitchen table," the old gentleman called after them. "Remember, the last visit." "Pray heaven it may," said Schultz, shuddering, and the foam globe disappeared. Dawn came at last, and the two brothers looked out at Gluck's little window in the morning. The Treasure Valley was one mass of ruin and desolation. The inundation had swept away trees, crops, and cattle, and left in their stead a waste of red sand and gray mud. The two brothers crept shivering and horror-struck into the kitchen. The water had gutted the whole first floor. Corn, money, almost every movable thing had been swept away, and there was left only a small white card on the kitchen table. On it, in large, breezy, long-legged letters, were engraved the words, "Southwest Wind, Esquire." For anyone who's unfamiliar, Esquire means lawyer. 7-Eleven, 222. Hi, honey. Full of charms, you say? Would you like to join our little Somi cafe? In our most British accent. We have a little cafe now that we'll have up sometimes, probably just for reading. But yeah, you can join and you can be a plethora of little animals. Oops. We've got oxawaddles, we've got birds, we got foxes and frogs, we got hyenas and owls and pandas and raccoons and tigers and wolves. So if you would like to join our cafe, just type !join space the animal name that you would like to join us. And then also feel free to order anything off of our menu, leave a review, or give a cute little emote. And these are also our quests that we have, which this thing will just run through so that you guys can read them as you go along. I want to. I want you to too. So please, exclamation mark join and then pick an animal that you would like, dear. Also, how have you been? Good to see you. Mwah. I have to catch up on your messages, but I'm excited about the last one that I saw. So, yeah. Chapter 2 of the proceedings of the three brothers after the visit of Southwest Wind, Esquire, and how Little Gluck had an interview with the king of the Golden River. This is a short read. It's about 5 chapters. Southwest Wind, Esquire, was as good as his word. After the momentous visit above related, he entered the Treasure Valley no more, and, what was worse, he had so much influence with his relations, the West Winds in general, and used it so efficaciously that they all adopted a similar line of conduct. I don't think butterfly is an option, dear. Is there a butterfly up there? Oh my god, I would be... No, there's not. You want to be a chupacabra, baby? Or a cat? They said I'm gonna make my own. It's only animals. Insects would be cute, though. So no rain fell in the valley for 1 year's into another, though everything remained green and flourishing in the plains below. The inheritance of the three brothers was a desert. What had once been the richest soil in the kingdom became a shifting heap of red sand, and the brothers, unable longer to contend with the adverse skies, abandoned their valueless patrimony in despair to seek some means of gaining a livelihood among the cities and peoples of the plains. All their money was gone, and they had nothing left but some curious old-fashioned pieces of gold plate, that last remnants of their ill-gotten wealth. Oh yeah, butterflies and insects are here. Yes. And that's okay. You can pick any of these. Suppose we turn goldsmiths, said Schwartz to Hans, as they entered the large city. This is good knives trade. We could put a great deal of copper into the gold without anyone finding it out. The thought was agreed to be a very good one. They hired a furnace and turned goldsmiths. But 2 slight circumstances affected their trade. The first, that people did not approve of their coppered gold. The second, that the 2 elder brothers, whenever they had sold anything, used to leave little Gluck to mind the furnace and go and drink out the money in the alehouse next door. So they melted all their gold without making money enough to buy more, and were at last reduced to 1 large drinking mug, which an uncle of his had given to little Gluck, and which he had very fond of, and would not have parted with for the world, though he never drank anything out of it but milk and water. The mug was a very odd mug to look at. The handle was formed of 2 wreaths of flowering golden hair, so finely spun that it looked more like silk than metal, and these wreaths descended into and mixed with a beard and whiskers of the same exquisite workmanship, which surrounded and decorated a very fierce little face of the reddest gold imaginable, right in the front of the mug, with a pair of eyes in it which seemed to command its whole circumference. It was impossible to drink out of the mug without being subjected to an intense gaze out of the right side of, intense gaze out of the side of these eyes. And Schwartz positively averred that once, after emptying it, full of Rhenish, 17 times, he had seen them wink. Join cats. Gato, gato, gato. Let's see, everybody, look. And then I can give you hearts too. Drum roll, please. I don't have a drum. Hard to pick, by the way. Yeah, they're all really cute, honestly. There you are! Yay! Heart, 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 heart. Love, 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 love. Welcome. To hurt everybody else too. All right. When it came to the mug's turn to be made into spoons, it half broke poor little Gluck's heart. But the brothers only laughed at him, tossed the mug into the melting pot, and staggered out of the alehouse, leaving him, as usual, to pour the gold into bars when it was all ready. When they were gone, Gluck took a farewell look at his old friend in the melting pot. The flowing hair was all gone. Nothing remained but the red nose and the sparkling eyes, which looked more malicious than ever. And no wonder, thought Gluck, after being treated in that way. He sauntered disconsolately, there we go, to the window, and sat himself down to catch the fresh evening air and escape the hot breath of the furnace. Now, this window commanded a direct view of the range of mountains, which, as I told you before, overhung the Treasure Valley, and more especially of the peak from which fell the Golden River. It was just at the close of the day when Gluck sat down on the window. He saw the rocks of the mountain tops, all crimson and purple with the sunset, and there were bright tongues of fiery clouds burning and quivering about them. And the river, brighter than all, fell into a waving column of pure gold, from precipice to precipice, with a double arch of a broad purple rainbow stretched across it, flushing and fading alternately in the wreaths of spray. Said Gluck aloud, after he had looked at it for a little while. If that river were ever really gold, what a nice thing it would be. No, it wouldn't, Gluck, said a clear metallic voice close at his ear. Bless me, what's that? Exclaimed Gluck, jumping up. Which one are you, by the way? I'm the one looking down on you. I'm the one up here. I don't know if I can actually join. I actually hadn't thought to. What's the closest thing to a cow? Do they have a cow? No cow love. Oh my. Maybe a hippo. No. Mm, I guess rabbit, because I have bunny in my lap. Let's do rabbit. I don't know if I can join, but we're gonna find out. May I? I don't think I can. It didn't pop up. No. This is you with a cafe owner. You can't just come here and sit down and eat yourself. Yay! Self-love. Now I gotta order a meal for myself. What do I want? Oh, an eclair sounds good. Oh, but I love grape juice. I also love non-bread. Oh, nigri. Let's start with a drink, maybe. Ooh, watermelon popsicle. I don't like milk like that, but that's the only hot drink we have up. Why is that the only hot drink we have? Excuse me. Who did this? Who did this menu today? I guess I'll have some hot milk since I'm reading. It's good for my voice. May I have some hot milk, please? Wee. It is a very cute little game. I like it because it's still interactive for community and everything too. So that's cute. Another way for me to reach out and touch my dreams. Let me hurt you in the game. Oh, there's my grape juice. Oh, that was not my grape juice. What happened to it? Oh, I got hot milk, not grape juice. See, I should have gone with the grape juice because I'm still thinking about it. All right. Bless me, what's that? Exclaimed Gluck, jumping up. There was nobody there. He looked round the room and under the table and a great many times behind him, but there was certainly nobody there. And he sat down again at the window. This time he didn't speak, but he couldn't help thinking again that it would be very convenient if the river was really all gold. Not at all, my boy, said the same voice, louder than before. Bless me, said Gluck again. What is that? He looked again into the corners and cupboards, and then began turning round and round as fast as he could in the middle of the room, thinking there was someone behind him, when the same voice struck again on his ear. It was singing now, very merrily. La la la, lee la la. No words, only a soft running, evanescent melody, something like that of a kettle on a boil, or on the boil. Gluck looked out of the window. No, it was certainly in the house. Upstairs and downstairs? No, it was certainly in that very room, coming in quicker time and clearer notes at every la la la, lee la la. All at once it struck Gluck that it sounded louder near the furnace. He ran to the opening and looked in. Yes, he saw right. It seemed to be coming not only out of the furnace, but out of the pot. He uncovered it and ran back in great fright, for the pot was certainly singing. He stood in the farthest corner of the room with his hands up and his mouth open for a minute or two, when the singing stopped and the voice became clear and pronunciative. Hello, said the voice. Gluck made no answer. Hello, Gluck, my boy, said the pot again. Gluck summoned all his energies, walked straight up to the crucible, drew it out of the furnace, and looked in. The gold was all melted, and its surface as smooth and as polished as a river. But instead of reflecting little Gluck's head, as he looked into it, he saw, meeting his glance from beneath the gold, the red nose and sharp eyes of his old friend on the mug, 1,000 times redder and sharper than ever than he had seen them in his life. "Come on, Gluck, my boy," said the voice out of the pot again. "I'm all right. Pour me out." But Gluck was too astonished to do anything of the kind. "Pour me out, I say," said the voice rather gruffly. Still Gluck couldn't move. "Will you pour me out?" said the voice passionately. "I'm too hot." By a violent effort, Gluck recovered the use of his limbs, took hold of the crucible, and slopped it, as to pour the gold out. But instead of a liquid stream, there came out, first a pair of pretty little yellow legs, then some coat tails, and then a pair of arms stuck akimbo, and finally the well-known head of his friend, the mug, all which articles, uniting as they rolled out, stood up energetically on the floor in the shape of a little golden dwarf about 1.5 feet high. "That's right," said the dwarf, stretching out his first leg and then his arms, and then shaking his head up and down as far around as it could go for 5 minutes without stopping, apparently with the view of ascertaining if he were quite correctly put together, while Gluck stood contemplating him in speechless amazement. He was dressed in a slashed doublet of spun gold, so fine in its texture that the prismatic colors gleamed over it as if on the surface of a mother of pearl, and over this brilliant doublet his hair and beard fell full halfway to the ground in waving curls, so exquisitely delicate that Gluck could hardly tell where they ended. They seemed to melt into the air. The features of the face, however, were by no means finished with the same delicacy. They were rather coarse, slightly inclined to coppery in complexion, and indicative in expression of a very pretentious and intractable disposition in their small proprietor. When the dwarf had finished his self-examination, he turned his small sharp eyes full on Gluck, and stared at him deliberately for a minute or two. "No, it wouldn't, Gluck, my boy," said the little man. This was certainly rather an abrupt and unconnected mode of commencing conversation. It might indeed be supposed to refer to the course of Gluck's thought, which had first produced the dwarf's observation out of the pot. But, whatever it referred to, Gluck had no inclination to dispute the dictum. The dictum. "Wouldn't it, sir?" said Gluck very mildly and submissively instead. "No," said the dwarf, conclusively. "No, it wouldn't." And with and with that the dwarf pulled his cap over his brows and took 2 turns of 3 feet long up and down the room, lifting his legs very high and setting them down very hard. This pause gave time for Gluck to collect his thoughts a little, and, seeing no great reason to view his diminutive visitor with dread, and feelings his curiosity overcome his amazement, he ventured on a question of peculiar delicacy. "Pray, sir," said Gluck, rather hesitantly, "will you my mug?" On which the little man turned sharp round, walked straight up to Gluck, and threw himself up to his full height. "I," said the little man, "am the king of the Golden River." Whereupon he turned about again and took 2 more turns, some 6 feet long, in order to allow time for the consternation, which with this announcement produced in his auditor to evaporate. After which he walked up to Gluck and stood still, as if expecting some comment on his communication. Gluck determined to say something at all events. "I hope your majesty is very well," said Gluck. "Listen," said the little man. Dignating no reply to this polite inquiry. "I am the king of what you mortals call the Golden River. The shape you saw me in was owing to the malice of a stronger king, from whose enchantment you have this instant freed me. What I've seen of you and your conduct to your wicked brothers renders me willing to serve you. Therefore, attend to what I tell you. Whoever shall climb onto the top of that mountain from which you see the Golden River issue, and shall cast into the stream at its source 3 drops of holy water, for him and for him only the river shall turn gold. But no one failing in his first can succeed in a second attempt. And if anyone shall cast unholy water into the river, it will overwhelm him and he will become a black stone." So saying, the king of the Golden River turned away and deliberately walked into the center of the hottest flame of the furnace. His figure became red, white, transparent, dazzling. A blaze of intense light rose, trembled, and disappeared. The king of the Golden River had evaporated. "Oh, oh!" cried poor Gluck, running to look up at the chimney after him. "Oh, dear, dear, dear me! My mug, my mug, my mug!" Chapter 3. I think that's where we'll stop today. We only have 2 more chapters left. Or, I'm sorry, 3 more chapters left. But we're not going to have too much of a long stream today, and I want to have the opportunity to just sit and catch up a little bit. We will be having our Zatsu on Thursday, and it will... we will be having a new sort of introductory for our Zatsus. So over the last couple months of being ill, I really thought about how I want to spend more time with just chatting and not having a game as not a distractor, but I prefer more for us to just talk and read and maybe have games every now and then. So I've put together little rituals, as I'd like to call them, and we'll have a little different format for our Zatsus, which we'll talk about next Thursday, or this Thursday coming up. So we'll have a couple thoughtful, I would say, things from like my journal that I think about that I want to share with you all, where we sort of can discuss, you know, different aspects of dreaming, different aspects of what it's like to think more in what we're doing here in this life, right? What is it to reach your goals and your dreams, right? Oh, yay! I'm glad that you like it. I really like it a lot. I think it's super, super cute. So we'll have these like sort of like reflective moments during our Zatsus, and yes, we can talk about other things, but we'll have sort of a little bit of a structure, which I'll explain, and it'll sort of help guide the space, right? So like yeah. Just imagine how we talked about laying underneath the willow with our feet, you know, softly floating in a cool stream, and the cool breeze blowing over our bodies, And we're just sort of laying together in the Garden of Whimsy, thinking about what we can dream for ourselves in this life, for others around us that we care for. Excuse me. So yeah, it's gonna be a really nourishing Zatsu. It'll be really focused on specific topics. And of course, we can talk about anything. So, and there should be a little clue in the descriptor of Thursday's stream just to give an idea of what we will be doing. But yeah. I really like this little cafe. I think it's so cute. And I like that it's not, like a game that I really have to be focused on. And I can just really spend my time, talking and being with my dreamers, which is really ultimately our goal here. So yes, 2 months away has been quite a long time, and I don't know how long you've been here, dear, but I was saying and kind of talking about the absence, my absence in the beginning of stream, and I do have chronic illnesses that sometimes make it very hard for me to do much more than just to rest my body and go to the doctor and do what I need to get myself back together. So it's really important that I make sure that the dream space is not too stressful for my body as well. And so I think that this is a nice, it's something different than just you all coming for your respite and me play a game and we watch the game for a couple of hours and then you go on about your day in your realm or your evening in your realm. We get to spend more time together this way, which I think grows more of a closeness, which is definitely one of my goals. It's to grow a closeness with my dreamers and my dreamsworn. So I think in the end, it's probably better that it went this way either way. I also think that I'm trying to get the last bit of tea out of my cup. I also think that having the games was like a distraction to kind of sort of getting used to streaming because we are still, new down here in your realm. We have been in Somnium for some time, so we're still getting used to how things work here. But I think that this is nice. The little bottom of screen game. There are some other ones, like there's another one that's an onsen, but it only has Twitch integration. So we have this one. I'm going to write the devs and see if there's a possibility because I would love that too. I would love for you all to come for a little spa day. Like I can take care of you at the spa and you can just come and relax a little bit. And that's like our main theme here is that we want a very, cozy environment. We want to talk about, what things we can do to help reach your dreams. Don't forget that if you have any dreams that you feel like you'd want to share, you can use our marshmallow and message us there so that we can hold your dreams in our precious Somnian world and infuse it with our love and help it to come to you in the best possible way. So yeah, um, I didn't want to take too much time talking about being sick, but yeah, if I am away for a longer period of time, it's just because I'm sick, and that's okay. And when we get back, then we'll be here. Also, I forgot they have the little jukebox here that you can change all the music from, but I really like all of this very much. I think this is a good addition to our Somnium realm. Having this little cafe. And the animations and things are really pretty. I'm gonna keep expanding this more and more. As you can see, it's raining now. And I've decorated all of this so far. We have to get a certain number of stars and we can get a cat condo that's gonna have a little kitty on it. Like we've got our little dog over here in the corner. We should figure out what to name him. And this is our kitchen with our lovely staff. And here's our garden. And I really like the garden. It's very interactive, giving you that real farm to table experience. I need to add cat ears onto more of the people. But you can only have one head item, and I think the cat ears count as one completely. I like the little farmer hats as well. I think they're very cute. And our little moo-moos. And piggies and chicks. Oh yeah. And you can see what the chefs are making when they're making things, which everyone is happily eating right now, so that's good. And then once we get more things opened up, then we can expand everything. The world of Somnium is expanding. It is. It is indeed. And we can also relocate. So I was thinking like they have like a mountainside, they've got a beach, they've got a city, and they've got a riverside. Right now we're at the mountainside one, as you can see, which is really pretty. But I kind of want to do the city one because the city lights at night look really pretty in the little preview that it has for it. Sorry. And then the beach one actually looks really nice as well too. So I'm not sure. Which one would you all prefer? Do you want to go to a riverside? Do you want, because it's like $1 million to move. Is it? Yeah, it's $1 million to relocate. So we need to make sure of our choices. We should make sure of our choices. So we can do city, beach, riverside. I wonder, should we make a little post, like a voting post about it? Let's see. Can we do, oh, we can do a poll. Ooh, okay, let's see if this will work the way that I wanted to. Okay. We have to take this screenshot. Doop, 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 doop. Oh, can we do it? Oh, no, there we go. Okay. So, the beach. Oh, okay. I see. All right, I will make the poll after stream then. And then you can vote. Or you can tell me now which one that you would like, but I'll do the one on the I'll do one for the poll as well too, Because I think maybe we can do a short poll here too. Yeah, we can. How many options can we add? Okay, let's see. Which location would you prefer in not Monday Cafe? Okay, so we have beach, city, mountainside, which is the one that we're at right now, and then riverside. Riverside. Okay. Here we go. Put your votes in. Oh no. I really have got to figure out why the Streamlab pop-up is like that. Bullet speed typing well. Honestly, oh wait. I don't think I typed that fast. We can do one of those competitions where you we can see how fast you can type. I haven't done one in a while. Yes, can you type? Ooh, if they have one where we can compete together, I'll see how quickly we can do a test to see how quickly everybody types. Also now let's see if we connect our feed bridger. Connect. Oh, I forget it makes us so big. I see you, my dears. Down there enjoying your cafe time. In the rain. Wait, not Monday Cafe. Yeah, that's the name of the game. It's not Monday Cafe. It's the Not Monday Cafe. I guess it's kind of like with coffee, right? Like, not another Monday. Give me my cup of coffee first before I do anything. Yeah, it's called Not Monday Cafe. It just came out on Monday. Not Monday. No, it did just come out on Monday. It's really cute. Let's see. The devs are Sunny Syrup Studio. Like I still like it too as well because like when I'm doing other things, when I'm trying to focus on other things, I can have this and have something that's like a distraction, but it has like the Pomo timer as well, so when you're actually not trying to be distracted and get work done, you can put not typing now. You can put up the Pomodoro timer, and you can set it, you know, like the regular timer works. And so I have it for 60 minutes with 5 minutes for a short rest, and then 10 minutes for the long rest. It has just like a regular timer on it. If you just want to use the regular timer, like we can use the regular timer right now. Let's say we're gonna end. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, we're gonna end stream in about 15 minutes actually. So I just set up a little timer on there and it will ding for us when And I think you can see it over here in the corner. Yeah. So see, it's right there. And it'll go off when our timer's over. And that's also a good way to, I don't know why we're lagging. I see it. I think it might be our Richard, but let's see. There we go. That's probably also because we haven't streamed in a while. My computer's like, oh my god, all the things are happening. Everything is happening. There we go. So, yeah. So when you're doing work or if you're studying, you can use the Pomo timer and have it set you to a schedule. You can also decorate, like I've decorated my entire cafe. This is like my choices. I'm still not done. Oh, I did forget to switch these. Or I need to move this one in. So like, let's see, dining room. Where's that shelf at? Ooh, we got more things that I didn't even see. Oh my goodness. That's so cute. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Wait. Okay, no, we can't get that yet. Oh my gosh, they have like an entire like cat house, but it's 20,000 stars. We are very, very far from that. But what we're trying to find right now is where that wall piece was at. It's not window. Oh my gosh, some of the window pieces are super. Oh, there's a cloud. We should put that on the wall. Let's close the cafe really quickly. Can we put it right there? Oh, so cute. And then let's see. Oh, they got a little boba sign. Oh, they have the moon too. Some of the starry items actually cost, like you have regular currency, regular gold, and then you have stars that you get from tips. What's that decorative wall piece? It is lost. What? 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 Doop, 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 doop. Doop, 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 doop. Boop, 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 boop. Well, I am just lost. But we'll put down this little cute thing as well. For Neil. Right, meow. And we can't see the puppers if we put it there. I wonder if people would be able to walk by if we put it right there, though. It's okay there. Okay. But yeah, you can change everything yourself, decorate everything the way you'd like it to be. And you can expand like your farm size, the cafe size, your kitchen. I was getting time for a Somnium nap. I have missed you all so much. My sweet dears. But yeah, that's today's stream. We will finish our story next Tuesday. As like I said, it's only the 5 chapters, so we'll finish the last 3 Right now we have one vote for Riverside. So we're going to keep that tally and then make a post. And then next Tuesday, we will figure out which place will be our goal. But we do have a lot to save for. We have to get 1,000,000. And then, did we have any quest? Oh, one of our quests was completed. Which quest was this one? It was the invest money into your cafe. Oh yeah, we did that one. Serve high quality oh, we didn't do any tempura dishes. Oh, and we didn't serve any croissants. For shame. We'll have to look at that closely more next time. It's been a long time hearing you yawn and blah 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 blah. It has been. And I have missed being here tremendously. I was actually took a lot of time yesterday to like go over in my mind like just I mean I think over the last 2 months like being very honest about how I would like our time to go here. And I think it, I think the like you was saying, like with the games, like it just felt like a safer thing to do because I love just chatting. Not like just like endlessly babbling about nothing, like, but I love being in conversation and I love sharing information. I love talking about dreams. I love looking into, dream theory and the psychology of dreams. And I just think that this is more of just a chatting space than it is a gaming space, unfortunately, fortunately, unfortunately. Because I do have like a lot of games that I love to play. And that's not like, again, that's not to say that we're not going to play games at all. We do have Saturday allocated for, you know, special events, or just if I want to do like a gorilla stream where I just miss you guys and I just want to come and hang out. So look out for that. But again, this is our schedule for this week. So please join us on Thursday. We will be back here at 7 p.m. 1900 Eastern Standard Time, or 08 or 8 a.m. JST on the Friday following the 27th. So if you're over in that region of the world, it'll be the next day for you. I'd love to start your Friday morning together. Oh, I didn't do my greeting for you, dear. I forgot to check it off. Beep beep. I also forgot to check off everyone else as well too. Well, that's okay. Also, this is one of our new chatting scenes as well. More art that we're still waiting on. This art was commissioned by Sushi, and I'm still waiting for this commission to finish, but I think this is really nice. The background is very, very much fitting for our space. It's very dreamy. We've got our colors and butterflies and rainbows and everything. So yeah, I think this is a really, really cute scene for us. We got our chat box that works really well with it as well. Everything looks different to you. Oh, this is the only scene that's different. We haven't used our welcome back greeting scene very often because, again, like the games were just getting to be like a very big distraction. But basically for next Thursday, we'll also have this welcome back and greetings, and trying to hit a goal of, Thursday we'll try to have a goal of at least greeting 10 new viewers or 10 concurrent viewers. That will be our goal for Thursday. So make sure to share the channel and invite your friends and family and invite other dreamers to come and share our space. And if you are lurking and you've been here with us, please follow the channel, subscribe, hit your little bell icon so that way you know when we stream. But it will be Tuesdays and Thursdays here and sometimes Saturdays, but mainly Tuesdays and Thursdays. So please feel free to come back and enjoy your respite here with your Dream Siren. And yeah, for reading and chatting and just a comfortable presence. Yes, 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 yes. And then in this scene, we normally have it with our nighttime scene. But I thought with the coming of summer and its bright and powerful presence, because it's been, I think I've had heat warnings every single day for the past week. Yeah, every single day for the past week, I have had heat warnings. And I actually will probably have to go out and cover up my garden after we're done with stream because it's getting ready to be the peak of the day. And it's going to be very, very hot. I think the feels like today is going to be like 105 or 107. So wherever you are, in Somnium, it's only when we come down here to visit this realm, but that's okay. In Somnium, it's always the perfect weather no matter where you are. It's a dream. It's a dream. But yeah, so I've got to cover up my little garden and then spend some time and take a little cat nap on the porch because, but yeah, like I really love this scene for the lighting and you can see the trees moving in the background and it's just very, very lovely. And I think I showed this earlier, but I will make myself poof for a moment so you can see the backdrop as well. We've got our nice little fan going and the TV. This is a very cozy scene. So yeah, we just didn't do our nighttime scene like we normally have up. So yeah, that I think I just have a lot of assets that I haven't used yet. And that's okay. Again, when you mainly just have gaming, like there's not really much time to look at the other scenes because the gaming scene is just mostly takes up most of the screen real estate. So I like this. I like to be able to just really share the art that I commissioned with you all because I really think it's lovely. It is a lovely room. It is indeed a lovely room. I really enjoy all of my commissioned art very much. I think everyone did an amazing job. Amazing. Amazing. And of course we can't always forget, or we cannot forget our VTuber mama and papa for allowing us to be here with you guys like this. So we get to have these very nice intimate moments together. I really love I love her design very much. And Alora is just very amazing. Very amazing person. And our big hair takes up most of the scene, but that's okay. I think it's one of the things that I really enjoy most about the model. It's very, very squishy and soft. And our butterflies as well too. So yeah, we're very happy with all of that. So again, we're getting ready to finish upstream. Don't forget to check out our site. Oops, sorry. Don't forget to check out our site for our art. Just a little bit more about me. I've got to do some updating on there as well, but usually our stream schedule's on there. There's some music, some art, a virtual room so you can get to know me a little bit better. Our lore is there as well too, which we do have to have a day to go through our lore book as well, so we might do that depending on where we end up on Thursday. So yeah. And there is our timer, my dears. See, that's really nice, right? Like, it's almost as nice as like when we have our little hour animations with our little chibi babies falling on the screen to give us a reminder. But yes, check out the Not Monday Cafe. It has a Pomo timer to help you to focus on work. And then you have a little cafe. You can help with, oh, and you can also click to see what everyone has purchased as well. Oh, I need to check my prices on things. Mashed potatoes. Oh, we should raise the chocolate price because chocolate is just so good. Our garlic bread. Dumplings. So yeah, it's very cute. And you can't cook in the kitchen, but you can see like what the chefs are cooking when they're on something. You can click and see like the process that things are going through. You can help the serving area with picking up empty dishes, but I think that's pretty much all. And then in the garden, you can help garden and water. So it's, it has some interactiveness, so you're not getting too bogged down with like, oh, I need to do stuff. You can just enjoy a beautiful game. By the way, omo rice. Ooh, who had omo rice? Was there omo rice and I missed it? That was the last dish that you ordered. Oh, that looks really good too. Just the cucumber water? I understand that. It's really refreshing for today. Omo rice sounds really good. Was that on the menu? Now I want omo rice. I did not see it. How dare. Is it in our regular menu? Hold on. Let me look at our recipes. There's over 600 recipes, I believe, in the game. So you definitely have a lot to look forward to. Why are we not serving our dongo? And we do have the onigiri. That's not on the menu though either. Why are we not serving any of the teas? Excuse me. I'll check it back. Consomme. We do have onion rings as well too. Let me put those on the menu. Oh my goodness. I wonder if they have it. I'm gonna have to check the wiki and see if that is actually one of the recipes. I love omu rice. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Sorry. It's kitty nap time. It's kitty nap time. Would you like to join me for a Somnium nap? You can lay your head on my lap, and I will rub your head until we both fall asleep. I'm always the last person to fall asleep. Just. Oh, I have another surprise for us too. Okay, one more surprise, and then we are going to end our respite hours. Okay, so it's not gonna happen anytime soon. It's not gonna happen anytime soon, but I am going to commission someone to do a 3D model for us for VR chat. So that is something to come down the line, but I did get the okay from this artist. So I'm really excited to work with them. And I'm debating on, do we have like, do we do our main outfit? Hold on, we gotta get small really quick and off our lovely cloud. So do we want to do we want to do something different with our outfit, or do we want to do this? I love our outfit. I love the corset. I love our drape. I love our little chains, our rose gold chains, and our shoes. I couldn't and I was thinking that maybe we could do the outfit that we have on our chibi model that's a little bit more like bohemian in style versus more, you know, goddess attire as we are right now. But you know, the bohemian style with like the nice gold satin pants and the crop top. And we still have our big, you know, overcoat that we can take on and off, but I don't know. I guess should we do a poll for that as well? Do you like this? I do have it. Of course I have a tail. I'm a cow. Moo moo, baby. Yes, I have a cow. You just normally can't see it because when we're sitting, it's kind of tucked behind. Here we go. It's kind of tucked to the, yeah, behind our leg. So, but yes, we have a cow. We have a cow tail. You have a tail? Ta-da! 3 surprises. Yes, we have a tail, dear. But yes, I'm very conflicted. Should we go bohemian or should we go with our Dream Siren attire? I don't know. I also don't know what the capabilities are, because I don't think it's going to be directly built in Blender per se. If you're familiar with 3D modeling at all, Blender is the software that is used to build up 3D models. Everyone is probably very familiar, well, not everyone, but a lot of people in the artistic realm with 2D or 3D modeling are very familiar with that donut video. The donut video about how to make the 3D model donut in Blender. But yeah, I think it will be a base used on Booth, and I found a base that actually looks just like the cow that we are, the moo that we are. So I kind of feel like that base is. I'm hoping that the artist will agree, but the the base name of the doll, because she absolutely is a doll, is Miltina, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Miltina. And you can view her as well on Booth if you want to check her out. So this will be, I wonder if I can show this really quick. Hold on. Where is it? Window capture? There it is. Okay. So you can kind of sort of see like, you know, he's got the same thickness. So I feel like that's probably appropriate. And she's got the cow ears, so, and I also don't know how they're going to be able to do with like but everything else I think is really perfect for the model. Yes, I don't see the full version often. I know little Mira have a tail. So I think this is the model I'm hoping that we can go with. I think that that'll work really perfect with our model. And then we'll see how the clothing part and all of that will go. But yeah, like I think that that'll be really, really nice. But we just have to figure out like how kawaii. Yes, yes, yes. Very kawaii. Very kawaii indeed, just like you. So, but yeah, mostly we're on our cloud. I think that's probably also why you don't. Because remember when we have our gaming scene, I like to sit so that you can see. It's mostly knees up when we have our gaming scene. So mostly you would see like this. Maybe like that. So I guess it is. It's a lot harder to see the tail. But I would like. I wish that we could be on scene like feet and all, like here. It's just very adorable. I love our little feetsies. And most people don't ever like, it's like, well, I guess because you can't really see, there's like so many hearts hidden across my body. Like there's a heart on my cheek here. There's a heart on my hand. Let me see where you can see it best at. Like if you look at my forearm here, on the right and the left, those are hearts. There's also hearts on the outs of my hand, like underneath the pinky. You can see it a little bit better with the controller. Yeah. Oh, actually with the hearts, you can see it perfectly. See, there's little hearts right here and right here. Heart, heart, heart. Heart, heart, heart. Let's see, where else do we have hearts at? We have hearts on our little toes too. Look. There's hearts everywhere. I love it. It's so very cute. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with our design. It's very cute. I don't know if it's easier to see the hearts with our standing. I don't, well, maybe, yeah. Yep. Right, right, right. Yes, right, right, right. Oh yeah. We're very happy. I hope that my dreamers love our model. I'm still taken back and very deeply appreciative of the artists that I had the opportunity to work with. I'm just very thankful in general to have such a beautiful model. And, you know, I don't know what was going on with our V Bridger today, but that's okay. Everything else worked out. Going for dinner, dear. Thanks for having me. It's late. No, no, no. Go, go, go. We're getting ready to end anyways. I love you all so very much. I'm so very happy to be back. I will see you all Thursday. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow, hit the little ding, ding, ding bell. And have a beautiful Somnium day. Bye, my loves.